Hello, our friendos! Welcome back to ESA Summer 21. We are raising money for Save the Children. If you want to donate, you can find the links below the stream or in chat by typing !donate. I also want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Twitch and ViewSonic. Thank you very much for sponsoring this event. Yes, friends, it is time. It is my pleasure to introduce you to my friend Apache, who's going to be running Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater HD. So take it away, friendo. Good luck.
Thanks very much. I'm just going to get straight into it and give a countdown, and then I'll explain the run. So I've got to pick I like MGS3 here, and we're starting on European Extreme in 3, 2, 1, go. I know they like quick intros, so we'll get started. I'm apachesmash. I'm going to be doing Metal Gear Solid 3, all camouflages on European Extreme. So I'm getting every single face paint and camouflage that you can get in a new game run. And I've brought along with me Major Zero, the current world record holder for European Extreme MGS3. What's up, mate?
Hello, Apache. Hello, everyone. How are you?
I'm excellent. And I've also brought along with me Sparty, who's an excellent MGS3 runner, and he likes extension categories as well. He's the only person to ever do a speedrun of all Keratans on MGS3, so welcome as well, dude.
Hey, Apache and everyone. Thanks for having me.
No worries at all. I couldn't think of two better people to have with me. So yeah, it's the normal European Extreme run, but we got to get all the collectibles as well. And common question to get asked is, do you get the croc cap? And the answer is no. It's only the camouflages and face paints that you see as an item that you pick up that goes inside of the menu. So the Infinity face paint doesn't count either. No stealth camouflage. Optimally, we will get the Infinity face paint at the end of this run because we are going to try for a Foxhound rank, which means no kills, no alerts, no continues. I think that's all of it, right?
I think that's all of it, yeah.
Yeah, so there's actually not any camouflages or face paints inside of the Virtuous mission, so this is all the same as European Extreme Run. The changes come later, and they come quite drastically in some areas, but we'll explain those as we get to them. First, we're going to avoid some crocodiles. And I really hope you enjoyed that interview. It was actually Zonorous, who's the donation reader today, who conducted that interview with me, so thanks for doing that, mate.
Had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
thanks for agreeing.
Yeah, some good questions in there. Alright, so in European Extreme, it's game over if discovered, so we have to make sure we never get seen. When a guard sees you, they get a blue exclamation mark, and then after a second or so, it will change to an alert. If you go into the alert mode, it will give you a mission failed and will make you do the room again. And, you know, some rooms are harder than others.
Yeah, and going out of your way to grab camos also makes it much more difficult. Just moving guard patterns everywhere. Just stuff you're not used to when you're doing a normal run and running the rooms in a certain way.
Yeah, so it's a big one as well because this category has never been done in a marathon before. I'm currently the only active runner of this category, so hopefully if people enjoy it today, maybe others will pick it up as well. It is really fun. Some of the camos are really out of the way, so you have to go quite far to pick them up. So the run is quite a bit longer than a standard European Extreme run. My estimate today is 130. My estimate for a normal European Extreme run is 112, so it's quite a difference. Also, every boss in the game awards a camouflage that does various things. We do normally get a lot of them in the European Extreme run, but there's certain ones like Volgen and the End who you wouldn't normally get. The End, you have to actually hold him up in order to get his camouflage. And Volgen, it's much faster to defeat him lethally, and he doesn't count as a kill in the first instance. So the non-lethal strat is much, much harder for that fight. But that's it, we've completed the Virtuous mission, so Zonorous, if you want to jump in at all, now's a good time.
Awesome. Yeah, we got some donations here for you. We got $10 by Nick RP Green saying, "Here's to you, Apache. You've got a way to fall, but with your fans calling to the night. We all know that the best is yet to come. Good luck with your run, Apache. One of the nicest and most talented Metal Gear runners in the community. You put so much work into MGS3 this year, and it's been a pleasure seeing your success. Smash it, Apache. Apache, smash it."
Thanks, Nick. Yeah, we can do some more.
Yep, we got a very, very generous $100 by Siran, I believe.
Kieran, Zero.
Kieran.
Kieran, thanks so much, Kieran.
Just with a simple comment saying, "Go Apache, go!"
If you want to do another, you're all good.
I just want to quickly remind everybody then that whenever you do make a donation, please don't forget that you can allocate your money that you're donating towards any cool bid wars and incentives that we might have. I think you can check them out by if you type in chat !incentives, I believe, or some of the mods will probably post the correct links. Yeah. Please keep that in mind when you donate.
Nick, who donated there, is actually running on Fridays doing Metal Gear Solid 1, and there is an incentive to increase the difficulty to extreme. It was really close to getting met last time I looked, so it may have been met since, but good luck on your run, Nick. Alright, so now we're into the Snake Eater mission, it's called. This is where we're going to start picking up camos, and they come quite fast. We've got one room with guards, and then we're going to have to pick up quite a few, so I'll try and remember them. That's a big part of this run, is actually remembering to pick up the camos. When you've done like European Extreme normally for so long, you can just default to the normal strategies. But this room's quite complicated, so I have to roll at a specific point in order to make the guard notice me, and the other guard notice the guard noticing me. So I hope that makes sense. And I'm going to hold the stun grenade, which silences my footsteps to get behind this guard. On certain terrain, just cooking a grenade will completely silence your footsteps.
That's the last room you'll see done in a normal Euro Extreme run. Now is where everything you could throw out the door. It's all brand new.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do something a little bit for marathon safety in this room. So I need to pick up a camo. Oh, I'm a little bit close to that guard. Yeah, I'm getting caught. Wow.
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 I should 100% have been caught there.
Wow, we got Owen Lipton here with us.
See, both of these guys run Euro, so they know that should have been a continue.
Normally the goal there is to hide behind that tree so that guard in the south doesn't instantly alert on you, and you'll notice obviously he wasn't behind the tree and somehow didn't get an alert. I have never seen that before.
You were
That's
probably
amazing.
like a pixel enough just behind the tree, the way like 3's system works.
Whoa!
Oh! What a way to go.
That's like the game paying me back. It kept put me on the hook just for a little bit to make me think that everything was okay, and then it took me out. So I'm taking out these guards here because eventually they will turn and face where I'm picking up the camo. So I'm trying to get the raindrop camo, and that's on that ledge underneath. So for safety, I'm taking out those guards. I can't believe I rolled off the ledge. Like, this game has such like a ridiculous inbuilt security. Like, there's many times in the game where we roll across massive gaps because generally Snake will just grab the ledge. The game will like force him to grab the ledge. So I'm going to give that a that's never happened before, but I'm just going to do this a little bit safer now. So this
I think what happened is it kicked you off because of the branch that you can normally hang on. I'm not certain. I think that's what happened.
That's what I think happens as well. Like, the branch pushed you just further enough away from the ledge to where the auto grab like this didn't kick in.
That's the inbuilt like security. It pretty much will grab the ledge from miles away. So for example, later in the game before the Fury, we just roll like into the load zone and the game forces you to catch the ledge. So that's unfortunate, but what a funny way to lose Foxhound. It's definitely a memorable one.
Yeah, if you're gonna lose Foxhound, it's not a bad way to lose it right there.
So that's the first camo, raindrop. If I do ever pick up a camo and get an alert in the same room, I will still have to go back and pick up the camo again. I'm going to pick up the box now. The box is super important for this run, but there's also the zombie face paint. It's just behind this building here. I'm going to try and get out and grab it now. It's useful because having that window broken during the Ocelot unit is actually quite useful. Because you can see a guard out of it a little bit easier, gives you an easier shot. So I'll pick it up now. And to get back into that door quickly, I'll go, rather than running all the way around, I'll just go up onto the roof and drop down.
Yeah, you're not going to see in any runs, Euro Extreme runs especially, you're going to climb that roof. So very cool to see.
There wasn't like an old Ocelot unit strat where you would use climbing up onto the roof as part of it, but there's much faster methods for the speedrun. This is the first boss of the run. It's very, very dangerous, very easy to get caught. It's just 10 guards, but if you get seen at all, you have to start the room again, and you have to do this huge menu at the start again as well.
So first thing he's going to do is he's going to turn southeast and shoot this guard. It has to be a body shot, or else it'll mess up the cycle. And that's what he was talking about with it's much easier if that window's broken. You get a much clearer shot on that guard. Now we're just going to do some cleanup with these guards here. That bottom guard, he has to be a headshot, or else the guards that are storming the room right here, the 4 guards, they'll just alert on you right away. So he rolls over that box, throws a stun grenade, which should get all of them, and it has. 1 guard on the roof, quick headshot just like that. Now what he did there is he leaned around the corner using R2, and because Snake's default position was behind the door, the roof guard couldn't actually see him. So the guards can't see you when you're leaning around corners in this game. And a nice auto-aimed headshot on that very last guard, and that was super clean. That's a perfect Ocelot unit.
Textbook Ocelot unit right there. A lot of the face paints that Apache grabs, like the zombie one he just grabbed, you get really cool codec calls with Sigan and Paramedic, and it usually consists of Sigan telling you to take it off as it provides no advantage, and he has no idea what it is, like the zombie mask, where Paramedic then says, "No, I like the face paint that you have on." So it's a lot of little humorous conversation with those 3 regarding face paints.
I just like the idea of a guy just applying face paint in the middle of the jungle and then phoning someone to ask them what they think of it. Like, hey, what do you think of this? No, that's awful. Well, I just spent 25 minutes applying it. Why did you do that?
It's like, no, take it off.
I love her dialogue for this camo that you're about to get, Gogo. She has some great stuff. She calls you super cute when you wear it. I love it.
Yeah, the Gogo is provides no advantage, but you do hear the Karatans when you're close enough to them. It's a little green frog doll looking things. And then in the 3DS version, the Gogo actually got replaced with the fruit camo, since it's Yoshi dolls instead of the Karatan dolls that you shoot. And it provides the same thing. You just hear them when you're close enough.
Yeah, it's actually Yoshi's second appearance in Metal Gear. He's also in Twin Snakes as a little model in the ninja fight room. We still have to come back this way, even though we got the Gakko camo, which you could go the right side of this area. We still need to pick up the grenade. I'm going to take some leeches off here as well. They'll really mess you up. So the leech drains your stamina. The more leeches you have, the faster it drains your stamina. So we do really need to get rid of those.
Yep, and that grenade he picked up, that's going to be very important for the Payne a little bit later on. You definitely need those. There is an alternative strat where you could go right side lake there, and it's a little bit faster. The problem is we need those grenades so much that we can't really spare them. We have to go left.
It's funny that the Payne's camo actually wards off leeches.
Damn, could have been useful.
Yeah. But we'll talk about that in a bit.
So what Apache's just done is he shot the wall next to that dog there, which is going to make the dog bark, and that gets the attention of a guard on the other side of the room, and now that guard's going to walk all the way around the room, the long way around, to go and investigate that dog barking. Conveniently, obviously, that puts him right out of our way, because he would have been standing just on the other side of this fence here.
So actually a glitch in the HD collection that you can run that box against the electric fence. On the PlayStation 2 version, it will just electrocute you. And there's camo here, Choco Chip. And we need to be quick still because that dog will see us if we're slow. Now this room's a real nightmare. Your lines have to be almost perfect because we need to get 2 camos and then get on top of the roof of that building. And when we get on the roof of the building, a guard has to see us and begin walking towards us. Otherwise, essentially I'll have to reset the whole room, which is annoying because it's quite slow to pick up both of these camos. So this is one that I really need to get right first time.
Yeah, the risky thing in letting a guard see you to distract him is that there's not much in distance in between a guard getting his attention on you and just alerting on you. It's only a couple of steps that guard has to take to just go ahead and make you reset the whole room.
Okay, he's seen us. We're going to take a strange path back, but then I'm going to get another guard to notice me, and I'm going to shoot some barrels. So the guard there's two guards who will both see me. They'll begin walking towards me. When I hit the barrel, it will kill one of them, and it will make the other guard turn around and go on the radio. So there's one, and he's turned around, shoot the other barrel. So that guard's now doing a radio call, but he's facing away from me. So I need to run all the way to this load zone before he finishes his radio call. For a few reasons, the backup guards are going to come from the direction I'm going, and also that guard will look straight at me as soon as he finishes his call. So that was all good.
That was good. Now we have Ocelot. First thing he's going to do is stop him in his tracks with a Mark 22 shot to the back, and then throw a stun grenade. And he's going to loop him with stun grenades and Mark 22 shots to the head. So now he's going for that Mark 22 shot. He's going to throw another stun grenade, and then he's going to shoot the Markor just behind Ocelot. And that's going to distract Ocelot and make him look at the Markor, which gives Apache enough time to get some more shots in. Oh, he got hit. That's unlucky. Very good. And the last shot, perfect. That's another textbook fight. So that last shot's a little bit risky because Ocelot can do a few things. He's a little bit random. He can run back, left, right. He can dodge and just completely throw things out of whack. Luckily, he was able to get that last shot really quickly. That's really good.
One of the things that allows us to do some of these camouflages at good speeds is there's an option on the HD collection to press, at the start you press I like MGS3, and it gives you a lot of additional camos. Most of them are pointless, but one of the camos it gives you is the Os camo, which reduces your damage, which is very useful. Reduces incoming damage by 33%. The other thing is the brown face paint, and the brown face paint gives you unlimited oxygen. So in previous games, things like unlimited oxygen would be considered special items. In MGS3, they're not considered special items, so you can use them in the speedrun. And because we have to do like huge swimming sections with lower stamina and lower health, if we basically the oxygen bar is based on your stamina. So if you have a lower stamina, you have less time in the water. Our stamina is going to be really low when we get to a couple of long swimming sections in this run. So I'm using the brown face paint so I can swim continuously to pick up the additional camos and stuff. So it's really useful. I'm going to show a glitch that's never been shown before. I don't think this has ever been shown before. Because you would only ever do it in the all camos run. I've got to avoid the shotgun here. There's a shotgun on the ground. If I pick that up, it will mess up some ammo spawns. But after I pick up the camo through here, I'm going to do an out of bounds glitch to start the Payne fight without having to crawl all the way back around. Crawling is very slow in this game. So this glitch has existed for a while, but no one had ever really done it in this area before. So I'll try and get the setup right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're out of bounds first time. So now, if I fall off here, I'll die. But if I touch that the load zone for the Payne, it will start the fight before I hit the death plane.
And just like that, we're in the Payne.
I haven't done a menu.
Oh, you haven't menued.
Really
Oh no,
this is really bad. I got to just double check. I haven't accidentally turned turbo on there as well. I've got a DS1 adapter that has inbuilt turbo as well, so I have to be careful not to turn that on. Oh, can I get away with this?
You definitely want to do that menu before the fight because it can just add just enough time to the fight to make it just a little bit wrong and mess you up. But anyway, first thing he's going to do is throw a smoke grenade, which disperses that first swarm of Hornets. Those Hornets will absolutely rinse your health, so it's really important that he gets rid of them. And he did 4 headshots, and then he puts up a B shield, throws a grenade to take down that B shield, and then it's just some more headshots to finish phase 1. That was a super clean phase 1. Now, phase 2 is just like the ending of phase 1. He throws another grenade to take down the Hornet shield, and it's all headshots. Now, these headshots look easy, but I guarantee you they're not. The Payne's hitbox is actually not his head. His head hitbox is not his head. It's like his bottom of his nose to his chin sort of area. And it's really easy to miss. And he also likes to move his head around a lot on you. So that was a really clean Payne. That's really good, especially considering the borked menu at the beginning.
Yeah, like Major said, if you mess up your menus, if you're doing menus in the fight, that can add just enough delay to not be able to fully execute your strategy. It's really, really bad. I was kind of nervous there, so thank you for carrying me through that one, Major. We did pick up, obviously, the Payne's Hornet camo as well, which is a little bit out of the way.
Besides the Payne's camo, Apache also picked up the Animal Stripe from defeating Ocelot non-lethally, and you can argue that the Animal's camo is one of the most useful items in the game because it negates the stamina effects that the weapon sway has. So if your stamina is below 50%, you start getting that weapon sway where your weapon starts aiming everywhere, and then you have to eat food. So what that Animal's camo does is just negates all that. We don't have to pick up any food to eat. And it also provides great camouflage in the mountain section, which is one of the most difficult sections in the game. So you can argue that the box and the animals camo is probably the two most useful items in this whole game.
For sure. Yeah. I think runners, you pretty much unanimously agree that the box is the most useful item in the whole game. If you asked any runner, would you rather have stealth camouflage or the box? They would say the box 100% of the time. And stealth camouflage literally makes you invisible.
When you talk about going for when you talk about going for the best time, the fastest speed, the box will always beat the stealth camouflage.
Always.
Yeah, I think the animals camo is easily the most powerful camouflage in the whole game, and the fact that you get it so early so you can use it in new game as well, it's really, really strong.
Little fact about MGS3 while Apache's swimming through here is the Euro Extreme World Record was held for like 4 or 5 years, and no one beat it. And then guess who's the guy that beat that record after 4 or 5 years? It was Mr. Apache himself.
It was considered to be the strongest record across Metal Gear as well. A lot of people considered it like the strongest record. It was a 1:19:31 by Hikari. 1:19:34, 1:19:31, but it was held for 4 years.
So this room's really important. You'll notice that he shot those barrels there. That has a dual purpose. It not only takes out all the guards in this room, which, have you gotten them all? There you go. It took a long time for that caution to go away. It was super weird. Anyway, takes out all the guards in the room so you can get through here cleanly. But more importantly, it does a little bit of damage to the end. You can actually shoot those barrels and damage the end there. You can also snipe them early. And that's going to be really important because that damage will carry over into his fight. It'll turn into stamina damage as well. And that we need that stamina damage in order to complete the fight in one room without following him around.
I love the strats here. You bump into this guard, roll up the stairs, put the box on, roll into this guard as well, roll up, you get that huge hitbox of Snake, take advantage of that, roll into this guard as well, bump into him, put the box back on, and you're out of here. He made it look very easy, but this is one of the difficult strats that runners pick up when they first start running Euro Extreme. It took me a little bit to get used to, but Apache made it look easy.
You have to get used to how much time you actually have after you bump a guard and move through them. They're like dazed for so long, and your hitbox is huge, so you can really like bump them and then look at where you want to roll to, and then move.
Nice. Another little info about the end. We just let him go. You can actually kill the end early, but we don't want to do that for 2 reasons. One is we don't have the SVD sniper, so you lose time going out of your way to get it. And 2, we want to pick up the ammo in this, or the camo, in this run. So 2 reasons we don't want to kill the end early.
I think I've done a few times is I trank a guard and then roll into them. It takes a lot of tranks in the body to knock a guard out, but if you knock them down after placing a trank in them, it does instantly knock them out. I'm actually going through the vent here because there's the face paint Oyama. It's found inside of this vent, and something you can do in this game, and only this game I believe, is you can use the D-pad to move in intrusion view, so you can move in all directions with the D-pad. Turn-in is really slow inside of this view. So this is really, really useful. And it was Major, the first person to really start using that in runs. He uses it in the normal European Extreme run. Minor time saver, but huge time saver in all camos. Alright, we've got to dress as a scientist.
So it's also really important that he takes the face paint off there, because if he doesn't, he'll just instantly alert on the guards. Because they'll see the face paint and they're like, hey, you're not a scientist. The bandana's cool, though. They don't mind that.
Yeah, they don't mind that. That's fine. But if you have any, like Midge said, if you have any face paint on, it's an instant alert. Now, the guards will not recognize me as anything but a scientist unless I start messing with them, punching them, things like that, or rolling off giant ledges. But the scientists will know that I'm not one of the scientists. So a way we get around that is we can use the box. Scientists, for some reason, will never alert to the box, but guards will. So that's the rules of the lab, and that's what we've got to stick to. So I'm actually going upstairs here because I want to get the fly camo. The fly camo is kind of a funny one. It's covered in like what can only be described as like poo emojis. and if you are wearing it, guards can't knife you because you smell so bad. And that's kind of one of the funnier ones. So that scientist guard saw me roll off the top, so he alerted. But if there's two of them that see you do that, it just catches you out instantly. It gives you an alert and a continue on this difficulty.
Just a scientist rolling off one floor. The usual.
So here, the scientist is looking at me, but if I bump into him, it like resets the amount of time before he'll catch me. And leaving's a little bit awkward. As I say, the scientists don't react to the box, but guards do. And scientists will react to me and the scientist costume. So I have to get round this corner and then equip the box to not get caught by either of these guys here. And I have to take a really nice line, otherwise it won't work. If I'm too far to the right, or if I get caught on the desks at all, that is a continue. So let's play that one safe.
Absolutely, and getting caught on obstacles is super easy with the box. For some reason, the box has a huge hitbox. Don't really know why. It's much bigger than it looks, and it's easy to get caught on walls and stuff.
Snake in general, just in this game, is an absolute tank. Like, he just gets caught on stuff all the time. It's something that you pick up when you first start running the game. Is things like just going through that door can become super awkward. It's really easy to get caught on stuff. And now I'm going to go back to, I need brown again because I'm going to do a large swim. And I'm going to take the animals as well. And here is where I want to menu my cigar gas spray and take the grenade off. And so I'm just setting up my menus. Generally, when you do a menu, you want to do as much as you possibly can. Every time you go in and out of the pause menu, it takes about 7 seconds. So we like to do all our menus together where possible.
This be a good moment for me?
Yeah, jump in, my friend.
Awesome. Because we definitely have some Metal Gear fans here in the chat that are bringing in some donations. We got $50 by the amazing Tiny Tim saying, "Hey all, donating for one of the most amazing speedrunners I know, my very good friend apachesmash. I love seeing you run this game and you are just incredible. Good luck with the run. Cheers."
Thanks, Tim.
We also got $5 by ECS, I believe.
Yeah, Aaron. Thanks, Aaron.
Saying, "Wow, Apache, you are so cool and quirky. Metal Gear Solid is my favorite Metal Gear franchise. Good luck on the rest of the run, you big boss guy."
Thanks, Aaron. So this boss is the Fear. We need to defeat the Fear non-lethally again to get his camouflage, and the way we do that is kind of strange. We're going to fake death pill here, so you'll see Snake is dead. There's an item called the fake death pill, which makes a number of bosses react in certain ways. Once the Fear begins walking towards us, I'm going to revive, and I'm going to throw a stun grenade, and then wait a second, trigger the rope trap, and while the Fear is stunned on the ground, any damage he takes is converted to stamina damage. So I actually knocked down a rope trap there, which means the Fear took just tons of damage. He doesn't have any iframes, and I get his camo as well. I'm not going to take the poison off, and I'm not going to cure the wound. I'll explain that after I've done Warehouse 2. We get Warehouse 2, as far as rooms go, this is really, really difficult.
So the first thing he's going to do is equip the box and rub up against this ledge, which gets the attention of a guard on the middle floor. Then he's going to roll off the stairs and land on top of a guard on the ground floor, which obviously knocks him out. Now he's going to do what's called a box headshot on another guard on the ground floor. Absolutely nailed it. A box headshot, basically the way that works is when you come out of the box and fire the gun, for some reason, Snake's aim is just a little bit higher than it would be if you were to just fire the gun normally. And that little bit is just enough to hit a guard's head if he's on the same level as you. So works out perfectly in this room to be the fastest way through. After that, just got to clean up some guards and then pick up the camo, and he's through. That was a perfect execution.
Yeah.
Now, he has to go back for the water face paint. That's all the way back at the beginning of the river after the Payne. So this is what he needed the brown face paint for. This is going to be a super long swim. This room's also pretty tricky. It seems easy, but there's a guard at the end who can kind of move a little bit randomly. There, you see how he's behind the barrels? He can sometimes come right up to you and just give you an alert. But thankfully, that was actually super quick. Oh my god, I've never seen that from that quick.
I worked out a way, because for a while, the third guard in that room can move in a number of different ways. So I just found a way to clock easily which thing he's doing. The benefit is if you prevent him from ever going onto the radio, you can swim out much more freely, because if he gets on the radio at all, a backup team comes, and they can see you in the water, because like animals is not great in this area, especially while you're in the water. So learning a good strategy for doing that room was really worthwhile. But this is it. This is the worst face paint in the whole game. It puts it all the way back at the river, so you have to swim through it like 4 times in all camos compared to like once in a normal run.
Yeah, and this camo's not there the first time you go through, so you do have to actually come back.
Yeah, you have to meet Granim first and change the time of day. But there we go. That's the water camo. Thanks for that one, Kojima.
At least you get some R22 ammo as compensation.
The absolute bonus is like, this would be so ridiculous without Brown. Like, I feel like it would almost put me off doing the run in the first place, because where your stamina's at if you don't eat, you would have to get out the water every few seconds to replenish your oxygen. And we could have a little problem in this next room. The one guard that I put to sleep, he will wake up. The other guard who's asleep, he's next to a barrel, fortunately. So guards don't stay asleep for very long in European Extreme, which in the normal run never really matters, because we never go back through rooms that often. But that guard in the middle will still be asleep. If I'm fast, I can put another trank in him before he wakes up. If not, when he stands up, he will just look towards... Oh, this is not a good position. I'm going to do 2 for safety. Sometimes the guard will just wake up anyway. That's not the ammo I wanted it to be, but okay. So yeah, if a guard's asleep on the floor and you put another trank in him, it just like adds to the timer of how long he's going to be asleep for. And now there is a guard just like right in the way here. Sometimes you will just get caught by that guard. Like, because of how the camera angle changes as you go out, it will mess up you doing the CQC grab, and he'll like instantly alert on you. But that's dealt with.
Super weird. Sometimes guards will hear your footsteps from farther away than they normally would. It's based on like the angle that you approach. I'm not entirely sure why it happens that way, but it's annoying.
Yeah, Eva's actually just let us know that this next part's the end. It's not the end of the run, it's a boss called the end. There's also a boss called the boss, but that's not this boss. That boss is at the end. It's one of my favorite codec calls. Alright, lots of trickery going on in this room. I have to take really clean lines up to this first guard. I'm actually going to knock this guard down in such a way that when he gets back up, he won't be able to see me, so I need to push him behind the tree. I'm going to shoot the wall here. That makes the guard run behind the tree, and then again I'm going to hold the stun grenade to silence my footsteps. Change the cigar gas spray. Cigar gas spray is a really good weapon just because it's an instant knockout on guards. So I can bump into the guard, which delays the time before I get an alert. Cigar gas spray this guard for safety. Take the silencer off my Mark 22, and then we'll actually begin the fight with the end. In every single ESA event where there's been an end fight, it's never looked like this. The strategy for doing the end has changed. It's now like 50 seconds faster. Normally you wouldn't pick up his camo, so it's a little bit slower, but it's still, even with picking up the camo, is going to be faster than every single time it's been done at ESA before today.
Very true. You might have noticed that the end started with reduced health and stamina. That's because Apache shot the barrel at the docks. Then the next thing he did was shoot him 3 times in the head to get a little bit of damage in on him at the beginning and make him run away, which is important for the fight. That's really good damage. Now he's running to a specific location, and he's going to do 6 punch kick buffers. The purpose of this is to basically waste 25 seconds. The end has a 25-second timer, after which he can teleport when you make a loud noise, which he's doing now by shooting his gun. And because he's standing in this specific position, he knows exactly where that's going to make the end teleport to. It's going to influence where he goes. So he's just going to go straight there, throw a stun grenade to start the loop. And his bulk of his stamina damage is going to be done with the Sig Spray, and he's going to do a little bit of alternating punches just to get a little bit of extra damage in, but now he's going to hold him up for that camouflage. The end is a little bit unique compared to the other bosses. The other bosses, you get their camouflage by just tranking them, but for the end, you have to actually hold him up 3 times, and that's what he's doing now. And there you go, there's the camouflage, so now he can resume the loop. This is what we call the Gogo time loop. What he's going to do now is he's going to force the end between a couple of sets of trees, and he knows exactly where he's going to go, so he's just going to meet him there, get him in with some Sig Sprays. So he's going to run southeast, he's going to catch him with a stun grenade, some more Sig Sprays. And that's a textbook fight.
That fight, if anything goes wrong, you have to reset the whole fight, and so obviously it's huge amount of time loss. So it's always kind of scary going into that fight. There's like 10 plus things that can go wrong in every like single instance of what you do in there. Yeah, I'm just glad to be through it, to be honest with you. It's a very rough fight.
Especially on all camos, that fight is super punishing. It's punishing in a regular run, all camos. It's so bad.
There's something I want to do here. It's something I do in all of my streams. So there's nothing I can say during this section that's actually more interesting than what happens right now. So I'm not going to say anything at all. We're all gonna be quiet for this section. Feel free to join in on the chorus. And I'm going to pass you over to my friend Zonorous.
All right, thank you. I think chat is enjoying the song, by the way.
Yeah, I did open it. It made me smile.
I maybe should have read this particular donation a little bit earlier, but yeah, here we go. So we have $10 by Mockingjay saying, "Good luck on the run. Really excited to hear you sing Snake Eater on the tallest boss going. Great to see you on ESA. Again, always enjoyable watching you play." We also got $25 by Flotmeister saying, "Metal Gear is one of my favorite game series. Good luck on the run." We also got $40 by Metal Glenn Solid saying, "You know your son, Don Taylor? He was looking for you, but he couldn't find you due to how great having every camo is. There's a small party on the Discord helping him cheer you on as you make your way to the end. The end of the game, not the boss called the end." Yeah. And we also got $20 by Shane Smith, I believe.
Yeah, Shane.
Yeah, saying, "Apache, you're my bestie and you're killing it on MGS3. Feed Snake though, he looks hungry," followed by 3 laughing emojis.
Yeah, Snake's not doing so well today. Something that I was supposed to mention before is I'm not going to kill the poison. We're going to attempt something, which we do it's pretty standard in all European extreme runs, but we now fight the Fury with 1 health. It's very difficult. I am very likely to die a few times, but I really wanted to give you an idea of what we actually do now in all our speedruns when we're going for the absolute best times in this run. We fight him with 1 health, so if I touch the fire at all, I will die. And you can check out Snake's hitbox right now. It's pretty big.
Now, Apache has a very cool strat for this room because the camo is way out of the way, so this whole room is already difficult enough to begin with. So you throw in having to grab this camo, so he's going to do something very cool to get past this area.
I know I say this a lot, but this is the hardest room in the game. People are going to stop believing me when I say it, because I say it quite often, but it really is difficult.
Yeah, he's just gonna reset the room.
Yeah, so when you reset the room, all the guards go back to their original positions. There isn't really a safe way to do this room that's like also fast from the position of getting that camo. All the guards are in weird places in their cycles. It's also a room that's got a high rate of failure. So if I get a continue after getting the camo, I have to do the room again and get the camo again. So it's just like, adds a lot of stress to it. Oh, not good.
That guard was supposed to be taken out by that barrel, but hasn't worked.
It's fine, it's fine. There's a backup barrel. We got 2 barrels. It's fine.
I think he walked to the other one.
The backup barrel.
Yeah, we got a backup. That was a backup strat. We used the backup barrel, but then we had to use the other backup barrel, so we used the second backup barrel. The backup barrel.
Back up to the backup barrel?
Yeah.
Got it.
Can I mention something real quick?
Sure.
I just want to say for everybody in chat, by the way, if I got some really good audio compression going on my microphone, so if somebody wants me to scream snake into the microphone, then please feel free to get some of those donations, and I will promise that I will not be killing your hearing.
Oh no. Alright, so this is it. This is the Fury. This is 1 HP Fury. As I say, it's got a very high fail rate. This is what we have to do in runs now, just to save the time of taking the poison off, which takes like 7 or 8 seconds. So we fight the hardest boss in the game with no health. If I touch the fire at all, I'll die. If I get a bad pattern, I'll die. Like, it's really, really difficult, but this is what all the European Extreme runners do now to get the absolute most time save in order to do the game quickly. So I just wanted to share this with you all. Alright, seriously wish me luck. This is really hard.
Good luck, Apache. This is the hardest boss in the game for sure. So he's a little bit random at the beginning. He starts flying above your head, and then he's going to land somewhere. He has 4 primary positions where he can land. 3 are all right. 1 is absolutely terrible. Let's do which one he got. He's going to take a line to influence his movement. Ooh.
No, that's the worst one. And sometimes when you hit him and you're that close, he gets iframes after the first shot, which last longer than you hitting him, basically. So you can't just quick reload and hit him multiple times because he's still iframed. This is better. Oh no, I was in a good position. I had the best position, and then I thought he was gonna move, like hit me, so I moved. But yeah, we have to, like, if you do a normal European Extreme run, you have to do this, and if you fail it, your run's dead. So it's a cruel world out there. But can you see me, please? So that's him iframing again. I'm gonna have to let him go.
Good eye.
So I can't move here without using the box, so I can't go up to the higher ledge. Here he comes. I got 1 opportunity to end the fight here. Yes!
Oh,
Nice. Wow.
right at the last second.
I just wanted to share the pain of running European Extreme and going for record. So you will regularly take a Foxhound run all the way to that point, and then just get a bad pattern and get like an unfortunate fight with the Fury. So that's what we do now. That's how we enjoy this game. That change actually occurred because we used to have to take the arrow wound out of the leg. The arrow wound actually, for some reason, affects the position the end spawns in. So if you take it out, he's kneeling, and if you leave it in, he spawns prone. We used to need him to spawn kneeling, but with the new end strat, it's actually better if he's proned, because he's easier to shoot in the head from the opening position. So it's all part of the fun of running European Extreme.
If anyone tells you the Fury is easy, don't believe him.
Yeah, he's no joke, and yeah, we just make him harder.
As you can see, Volgen has only hired the finest soldiers.
I like that guy. He puts his comrade ahead of everything else. That's the kind of guy.
It's just
that I
because they're
wanna
so
be in the trenches
compassionate,
with.
right? They're just,
Yeah.
they're just so compassionate. Alright, Major, tell us about this room.
This is Rykov. The goal here is to capture Rykov so you can steal his outfit. And there are a lot of strats for this room, ranging from extremely difficult to, yeah. And this one is sort of in the middle. What he did is he threw a smoke grenade at the bottom of the stairs, which is going to obscure him from a guard sitting in the eastern hallway. And then he shoots that guard in the eastern hallway with his 1911, and that sends him into caution. Now, that guard and Rykov are basically telepathically linked. So whenever that guard goes into caution, so does Rykov. And what Rykov wants to do is he runs to the nearest radio, which just so happens to be in the room that Apache was just in. So what Apache does is he meets him halfway and slams him down and drags him home. And now he's got his clothing. We can pretend to be him.
And we're all here, we're all like huge fans of this game, and one of the benefits of this game is like there's not really any crazy tech in the game. You just kind of play it normally, you know, we always play it straight. You just play the game as well as possible. There's not any crazy glitches where you can like slide down walls and stuff. That would be nuts. There is a second one, it sometimes fails, but let's try it anyway.
Nailed it.
So that's a super new glitch that's only just come around. But now is an unskippable cutscene. It's a very kind of dark part of the game where we're actually being tortured. Two people are actually going to be tortured here. It's completely unskippable. Zonorous, I'm going to turn my game down a little bit. If you want to jump in here, this would be a great time.
Yeah, great. We got a few donations here. We got $45 by Average Thrill Enjoyer saying, this run is quite the thrill. Thanks. We got 20... No, wait, I'm gonna do that last one. We got $20 by Bess saying, good luck, have fun, brother. Much love from Scotland. Whoops. One sec. The Fury strat was sick. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. And here, I kind of asked for it, so here we go. We got $50 by Jaxiel saying, Snake? Snake? Snake! Snake Eater is the best Metal Gear Solid. Great run. And here for the last one, this includes a question. $20 by username Neil saying, so, what are the extremes on other continents like? Question mark.
Yeah, well, it's actually a strange naming convention that they gave to the game. So while we're in this unskippable cutscene, I'll just explain briefly. Metal Gear Solid 2 came out in America first, and it only had difficulties up to extreme. When it was released later for PAL, they added the European extreme difficulty. They also patched a lot of issues that the game had. Extreme and European extreme are very different in Metal Gear Solid 2, but in Metal Gear Solid 3, they just kept the same naming convention. The difficulties are not actually different at all aside from the game over if discovered. So extreme plays exactly like European extreme, except it's game over if discovered, whereas in Metal Gear Solid 2 you get the choice to play European extreme, game over if discovered, or not, which I think in 3 is the best way of doing it. We're nearly done with this torture here now. I just want to give a quick shout out as well to Blackie, who's currently doing the Japanese restream. He's commentating in Japanese for this run. He's a good friend of mine, and also an MGS3 runner, and also Look on the Brazil stream. And shout out to all the other restreamers as well. I'm sorry I haven't met you all, but yeah, thank you so much for doing that. All right, time to escape prison. To escape prison, everyone knows you pick up a fork, and then you kick a rat to death, and then spin yourself around in the survival viewer. This will make Snake throw up. 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll just do some extra and make sure he does throw up. If you leave the menu and he doesn't throw up, you have to do the entire thing again, all the spins. So I like to do some extra. That will make Johnny enter the cell. He enters the cell a little bit faster in Japanese than English as well. 2 punches and then 3 hits with the revolver will knock Johnny out. And we also need his smoke grenades. And now we're going to use this dead rat that we picked up and also the smoke grenades in order to escape the prison without getting caught, hopefully. This trick's frame perfect, so bear with me. You can have all sorts of issues doing that little escape there, but that looks like it was okay. And since I always say like this room's really hard, I just want to say this room is not really hard at all. One of the few rooms in the game where we get to take a chill. Alright, Major, talk me through this one.
This room, on the other hand, is hard. So what he's going to do is he needs to throw a smoke grenade to kind of get in the way of two guards here. He needs to throw it specifically so that it's in between him and the left guard, but the right guard is encompassed within the smoke grenade. Now, what some runners will do is they'll use like the position of the sun and the moon to calculate a precise angle, and then they'll throw it like they're trying to throw the smoke grenade into low Earth orbit or something. But all you actually need to do is aim up a little bit and just throw the smoke grenade overhand, and that's it.
It's like the slightest movement up and to the left, and we used to do some crazy stuff, but yeah, we've learnt the truth now. That room is annoying because you don't know you failed it until you've got like way over halfway through it. Fun fact, if you mash triangle here, the game will soft lock, so just don't ever do that.
Don't mash. Yeah, that room gave me a lot of trouble, a lot of resets until Major just said, you know, look up and to the left. And I'm like, oh. I used to like try to line up the white lines at the bottom of the screen somewhere, and it just never got consistent until he said, just look up and to the left.
Yeah, it's really worth saying that Major Zero, the commentator who's currently in the stream with me, not the character in the game, came up with a lot of ways of just making strats that were already known just much more accessible and I guess just explain them in a way that they were easier to take in. There's been a European Extreme guide for this game for a long time, but some of the information in it is very convoluted, and it was a difficult game to get into a long time. I think it's much easier now. If you did want to pick up speedrun in this game, Major Zero has actually made a guide for the lowest difficulty, very easy, which I do recommend starting on. It's what I started with. And it's much easier to learn some of the more difficult concepts of this game on the lower difficulty and then take them up to the highest difficulty. Alright, it's all camo, so we will be doing the Sorrow. We will go all the way to the end of the Sorrow. And again, it's for the first time ever in an event. We'll see this actual fight. Normally we would just kill ourselves as quickly as possible to get out of here. The Sorrow's attacks are random, so you can go all the way to the end of the river and him not attack you once. Sometimes he'll do it every few seconds, but he does like an energy attack. It just comes out in a line towards you. Sometimes he'll fake you out and do it to the side of you as well. If I get hit by it, it does bring up like a skull on the screen and does like a big jump scare, so I do apologize. I'll try not to get hit by it, and I'll call out that there's one right at the end of the fight as well. There we go, that's the energy attack. I'm not really at danger of dying because I've kept my health. There we go, that's the one where he fakes you out. I'm not really at danger of dying because I've kept my health really high. If I do die, I would genuinely have to do the whole thing again. And it's quite a long section. Interestingly, none of this section counts towards the in-game timer. Obviously it does matter for RTA, but even if you were, you could have technically you could have the best run in the world and still do all of the Sorrow all the way to the end, because as soon as you finish the Sorrow, it resets your in-game time to where you entered the fight.
Yeah, and for the longest time, like, we couldn't figure out why there was that discrepancy between the in-game time and the real time, and it's because of this.
And it doesn't help that if you take a continue, all of the time that you spent in this room then does count. If you take a continue, it's so weird. So some people would like accidentally press X on the revival screen, and then they would have like a 3-minute discrepancy, and they would wonder why.
So just because we haven't actually killed anyone, we'll only see the bosses here and some dead fish as well. That gives you a good idea of where you're up to, so I'm quite near the end. Something I did want to show, I definitely want to show on stream is, I did this in my stream recently, and a lot of people had never seen it before, but with the revolver, you can actually spin it. You can actually spin it in this screen. So just in case you didn't know, you just go into first person view and spin the right analog stick. I was really surprised. I thought most people did know about that, but just in case you didn't, I did want to share that with you. The Japanese, when I hit this body, there's going to be a jump scare, so please just be aware of that. I hope I didn't scare anyone. And that's the sorrow. We use the fake death pill now. Definitely don't press continue. That would be the worst thing ever. And yeah, Zonerus, if you've got anything you want to say, mate, now's a great time.
Great. We got one more donation here, and you're probably gonna enjoy this one. So we got $10 by The Lightning Strikes saying, "Is this Apache Smash? The real Apache Smash? The fastest, best, greatest MGS3 speedrunner with the funny, the end joke? The king of Metal Gear speedrunners? The guy that loves MGS3 so much he's basically married to Snake? Good luck, dude, and to a good run."
Thank you so much. That's such a kind donation. Thank you everyone for your donations today. The words have been, they've really carried me through. You know, I didn't feel too well today, so you've really carried me through. I appreciate you all donating to such a good cause.
Oh, can I keep going for a moment?
Yeah, sure.
We literally just got one in while I was reading. We got $110 by Smoked Ham saying, I assume there's something missing here, something. I assume it means I like round numbers. Big number is now good number. And yeah, with that donation, we just reached $34,000 for Save the Children. So claps in chat for all of you. Thank you so much for raising $34,000 so far. You guys are amazing. Please keep it up. We still have like 4 more days of awesome ESA, so keep them coming.
That's an absolutely ridiculous amount of money. Thank you so much. What I did there was a dive. So we know that the dive in the game will carry Snake's momentum forward, unlike the PS2 version where it doesn't. But you can cancel it. If you press X after diving, it will just cancel Snake's momentum. So we always let dives go. That dive really helps us pick up the face paint really quick in the water there. You can't pick it up before you've started the cutscene with Eva, so that's why I went in first and then came back out. I think it's something to do if you don't actually have the backpack until you've entered the waterfall. I'm losing my voice here. And so it's only there when you go out. If you were doing like a Tsuchinoko run, that would only be there when you get your stuff from Eva. You have to go back out and recapture it. So there's a couple of different runs where you would go back out into the waterfall. Go get this box 2 or box B. Super important. What am I doing? That's not how you menu. Alright, so I've got to do a long menu here. I'll take the life med just for safety. We never know what could go wrong.
This is going to be another example of the great soldiers hired by Volgen.
No, the soldiers are good, just the box is better. Just another reason we love the box so much. When we say we prefer the box over stealth camo, sometimes the box is stealth camo.
And the reason the box B is so important is for this truck right here. If you equip it while you're inside this truck, it'll take you right inside the Shagohod's hangar. Saves like 2 minutes. Really important.
Yeah, it's super fast. Like, for like my submissions this year, I really wanted to work on something new for Metal Gear Solid 3, and the things I worked on was tuxedo and all camos. The things I'm planning to work on next are maybe croc cap and maybe routing blindfolded normal. So look out for that. The crocodile mask prevents you from using the box, so it's going to be some tricky elements to that run. I'm going all the way back here because there is 2 camos in this room. This cupboard locker here contains the maintenance outfit, and this one here has the sneaking suit. The sneaking suit is really, really good, and because we wouldn't normally use it in a run, but since we pick it up, we are actually going to use it. It reduces incoming damage by 50%. We have to do a non-lethal fight on Volgen. If it gets out of hand, Volgen can kill you very quickly, and even with the sneaking suit, he can still kill you very, very fast. So that just adds a little extra layer of protection. I'm going to shoot the fuel tank here with a non-lethal weapon. That will make this guard and all the other guards run to a part of the room where they won't be bothering me anymore, and I can safely plant all the C3 bombs.
Yeah, the way that works is there's actually a scientist on the top level of nearby where he shot at, or a mechanic, I should say, and that mechanic heard that shot. And the mechanics have a weird game mechanic in this game where if they hear a shot, they will alert or send every single guard in the room to a caution, and every single guard in the room will go to that position where that mechanic was and investigate it, which means that every guard in the room is conveniently out of our way. And you can use the box trick to make sure the mechanics never alert on you, and the whole room is easy. Interestingly, this room is actually much easier on European Extreme than it is on the easiest difficulty. Very easy. Because on very easy, that trick doesn't work.
It's a lot of mechanics.
It is a lot of mechanics.
Mechanics have mechanics that have mechanics.
I'll let you explain this one, boys, because this is rough. I'm going to have to concentrate.
Yeah, so coming up is Volgen. Like he said before, he is going to have to non-lethal Volgen because he needs his camouflage. Cold War camouflage is actually really nice, too. But yeah, he's going to use the Mosin Nagant for this. The Mosin Nagant is definitely the fastest way to take him out. You only really have like 3 choices anyway, but the Mosin's the best one. He CQC slams him to the ground, gets as much damage as on him as he can while he's standing up. During that standing up animation, Volgen actually has no iframes at all. So if you could shoot quick enough, you could do his entire stamina bar, but that's basically humanly impossible.
Now he's going to put on the Rykov mask to get Volgen's attention. Go right behind him. Use the Mosin Nagant again to do damage. Then he's going to switch over to the Mark 22 to do some more damage, and this should put him to enough health. So all he needs is a CQC slam.
Ah, missed one.
Missed that one. He either needs a CQC slam or a Mark 22 shot to pretty much end this fight. And then roll into him.
Oh, 1 HP.
It was that one missed shot for the Mark 22, but now really any damage will end this fight.
Oh, no, he's got the iframe. We should be good here. Come on. Got him.
There you go.
And that's Cold War.
I'm really happy about that because, wow. That fight gets out of hand so easily.
Great boss fights in this run.
Could you tell I was nervous? Alright, we're out. I guess this is the bike chase section. Rather than leaving the Rykov mask off, I'd just like to give a shout out to ESA. I know we're not there at the moment, but here's where I wish we could all be right now, and I'll put the Sweden face paint on. Hopefully we're back there soon. If anyone's ever been to a live ESA event, it's a really good time, so shout out Sweden.
So at this point, you can do a little bit of chip damage to the Shagohod, and of course that'll carry over into the fight with the Shagohod. It's not ultra important, this section, but there's another section coming up on the runway where it's really important to get as much damage as you can. There is a damage cap on the Shagohod for all this. You can do a maximum of 40% of its total health in this before the fight, basically. So he's going to try to get as close to that as he can, but it is pretty tricky. No one can really do it all that consistently. It requires some really quick shooting, good aim, and a little bit of luck too.
Now most people use stun grenades here, but Apache's one of the few that just no-scopes everyone, and I have no idea how he does it. I tried it, and I died quick. So I'm still sticking to stun grenades, but Apache's just going to no-scope these guards.
Not my best one, but I'll try and get some more later. I normally do take them all out pretty consistently, but that wasn't a great one.
There's an interesting mechanic for an MGS3. It's possible mostly at the beginning of this room. He didn't quite get it, but ooh, let's see if he gets this. Hold on. Oh, okay. There's a funny glitch you can get here where you can see this unskippable cutscene from a different angle if you hit the Shagohod on the perfect frame with the RPG, but didn't quite work. I think you've gotten that in Marathon before, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I've got it once in Marathon so far. You're better off going for it every single time because while the cutscene is playing, if you fire rockets and the Shagohod gets hit by them during the cutscene, it does actually deal chip damage to him still. So it is worth doing that. It's not just for getting that cutscene skip, which looks pretty funny, but it's worthwhile to do extra chip damage.
Yeah, but as I was saying, there's another mechanic where if the game's frame rate is too low, it assumes that it can't afford to spawn even more guards, which are very taxing on the game's performance. So if you're, let's say, shooting the RPG at the ground a lot, causing a lot of lag, the game just won't spawn the guards in this room. It's not really useful in the speedrun, but occasionally it happens. It's kind of funny to see.
Yeah, if we could work out a way to like consistently get all the guards to not spawn, something like that, that would be awesome. But it's really just, it's not really usable, it's kind of random.
Now, there are a number of RPG guards in the room here. You can see he's taken one out now. He got him just the last second. He does need to take every one of them out. They can all hit him, and they will, even with the sneaking suit on, they'll do a lot of damage. You really don't want to mess around with those guys. There's two more. One at the very end of the room that's going to be a big problem.
Ah, he hasn't gone down. That's a shame.
So now there's going to be one more RPG guy on the roof here. He's going to try to get him with a stun grenade. He's got the life med on just in case. He knows.
Just in case.
And
I don't think I got him. Yeah, I don't think I got him.
Did you not?
No, I don't think so.
We'll find out.
Oh, I did.
Oh, you have? Good. And there's one more guy literally right at the end of the room as you're leaving. This guy is super lethal because he'll hit you and you won't have time to do anything about it before. With the no-scope. Normally in a run, you would try to reduce lag as much as possible because in MGS3, when the frame rate drops, the game slows down until it can render the next frame. And the IGT does not slow down with it. It keeps counting it real time all the time. So basically that means you're making less progress in the same amount of time. So it means in Bike Chase, it's really important for like PB or world record attempts that you look up or down as much as possible to keep the frame rate up. It saves about 25 seconds over the course of a run, but for Marathon, that's pretty boring. So he's going to opt for the more fun strat of shooting everybody.
Yeah, it was. I was the person to like kind of alert people to the fact that we could lose time on the bike chase in the first place. But as Major said, like it's kind of boring to just look at the floor. We'd rather look at Snake's face with the Swedish face paint on. This camera isn't bad. It's when you use this camera that you lose the most amount of time. It's very, very laggy.
Apache's taken out all the passengers. Those are the ones that deal a lot of damage, as they have like the SMGs, the fully automatic weapons, where the drivers, they have to keep one hand, on the steering, so they only have a little pistol they shoot you with that barely does any damage.
An interesting little mechanic that MGS3 has is actually the higher your camo index, the less accurate the enemies are. So it actually does benefit you to wear a good camo for this section. And thankfully, the sneaking suit, along with reducing all damage, it's a pretty decent camouflage too. It keeps your camo index pretty high for most rooms. But here's that section I was talking about. This is where the bulk of his damage is going to be done to the Shagohod. He's got about a minute and a half in this room to do as much damage as he can. And it's super weird because when you shoot the RPG too quickly, the hitbox for the treads, it seems like it gets bigger or the splash damage combines or something weird's going on, and you're hitting the treads more often, even if you're not aiming anywhere near them. So you can see there, he's aiming right for the center of the Shagohod. Sometimes the treads will just register a hit, and he'll slow down and go way back there, and he can sit there for 10, 15 seconds, and that's a lot of damage lost if that happens. Thankfully, it hasn't happened yet. Knock on wood.
Yeah, if I could just shoot at like maximum quick reload speed, I would, but it's just going to make the Shagohod drive back. No matter what, even if I do get him to max damage, I do need to keep interrupting him with RPGs. Every time you hit the Shagohod, he stops whatever attack he was about to do.
That's really good. That's very near the damage cap, if it's not it. That's so close. That's a really good runway.
You're always happy when you get over that kind of like below the first quarter of stamina. You generally just look at your thing and you're kind of happy.
Just a no-scoping maniac.
I'm trying. That just comes with time. If you do this run enough times with the modes in the gun, you get really used to doing no scopes. All right, here's the actual Shagohod boss.
Yeah, this is the real fight. So what he's going to do is he's going to do a Shagohod Loop. This wasn't known about to most people for a very long time. Thankfully, we know about it now. First thing he's going to do is do a very precisely timed shot on the treads. He's looking for a visual cue to shoot the treads at a specific moment. He got it. He nailed it. That means that the Shagohod is going to be stunned, sitting in that position without turning at all. And if he can keep this loop for the entire fight, the Shagohod won't move at all, and this will be a super quick fight. So the basic loop itself is shooting the Shagohod's weak spot and then shooting the treads. As long as both of those are stunned, the Shagohod won't try to move at all, and Eva will sit right behind the Shagohod in perfect view of its weak spot. Unfortunately, Eva's just not quite playing ball, and she kind of drove around a little bit on him, but he's still able to keep the loop. He's doing a pretty good job so far. This is
just not coordinating with him.
The loop is super hard to maintain on higher difficulties because you just have to get so many hits on the Shagohod, and they all have to be very precisely timed. It's a very small window.
Just going into the loop in the first place as well really messes with Eva's AI. She can end up like driving into the Shagohod and doing all sorts of weird stuff that's not supposed to happen. The Shagohod can be frozen and doing an attack at the same time. It does cause a lot of issues. So if you lose the loop, that's when things really can start to go wrong in this fight. But I'll take that all day. I really will. I'll take that all day.
Still a pretty clean fight. You'd definitely take that in a run and be happy with it. It's not what we call a Shago God, but it's still great.
Something that I've found accidentally recently is that if you use the subsistence camera, as we call it, during this fight, it for some reason just lags less. So it doesn't actually change the way you do the fight or anything. The frame rate just stays higher for no reason. Got him.
Oh, first
felt
try.
that one. I felt that one. Zonorous, I feel like we've been ignoring you, mate. Please jump in.
Yeah, sure. So we got a few donations here, but before that, I quickly want to announce that during this run, we met the incentive for the Roller Coaster Tycoon incentive to crash the coaster at the run and burn everything down. So thank you very much for that. And because of that, we opened up a bunch of new incentives for Shoot Mania, Super Smash Bros., Mario Party 7, and Legend of Zelda. So please check those out. But yeah, some donations here. We got $30 from Roma45100 saying GG's for ESA. We also got $50 by one of our social media volunteers, Leon Phoenix, saying, "One of these days I will finish this series, but today I will just sit back and watch." Oh, right. Somebody asked for a little something, so here you go. Snake Bootleg 2 Electric Boogaloo. Snake? Snake? Snake! Thanks for that.
Your impression is 10 out of 10, mate. Yeah, sorry, you go. You go. You're all good.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is one of an inside joke on the game, but if it is, feel free to explain. But we got $10 from Tasty saying, "Shout out to Bobby Marth."
Bobby Marth is one of my best friends in real life.
There we go. And the final one, we got $5 here by Press X to Jason saying, "This boss is called the boss. Now, this boss is coming at the end of the game, but it's not the end. That's a different boss who has already met his end." So thanks everybody for the donations. And actually, we're only $5 away from reaching 34,100. So, looking at you, chat.
Oh, I got hit by the rocket.
So there's another RPG guard there right at the end of the room. That's definitely the worst RPG guard in the whole game because he's right at the end of a really long section. If he kills you, you're gonna lose so much time going through all that room again. But if he doesn't kill you, you're also in a really bad position because now you have less health for this room, which is by far the most damaging room in the whole game. It's so hard to survive this. Even with the sneaking suit, it's easier, but it's still so punishing. Oh, you're getting so unlucky. The guy literally just crashed into you.
This is some pretty terrible RNG.
Can crash into you, they can blow up, and you can catch on fire, which does an insane amount of damage. This is one of the worst areas in all of the game.
This is why we put the sneaking suit on, basically. As I said before, but just in case you didn't catch it, the sneaking suit gives us 50% damage reduction on all incoming damage. So even if we catch fire and stuff, we're more likely to survive it with the sneaking suit on.
And a lot of runners that don't have access to sneaking suit, they'll use the Oscam, as Apache was mentioning earlier in his run. He gets hit again.
No fire yet.
At all. No fire, but you know, he got 2 explosions and an RPG in his face. So the Oscam does a third less damage. So usually runners use that as a safety method in this room if they don't have access to the sneaking suit.
Eva is letting us know there that there's a log coming up, so if we go into that log, we take quite a lot of damage, so we always want to take that out.
For a second, I thought that guy was going to crash into you too.
Yeah, three is ridiculous. 2 isn't unheard of. Getting hit twice isn't unheard of, but 3 would be ridiculous. Very, very rare. But, you know, we're just tanking them. We're tanking these incoming explosions.
And there's not much going on in this room. If you want to read some donations, this is a good moment.
Let's see. So I just read all of them, but what I haven't talked about in a hot second is, by the way, that if you donate, there are some very cool prizes that you can win. For example, our grand prize is, and I can't believe that I'm actually saying this, but our grand prize is a Sony PlayStation 5, including Rift Apart, Ratchet & Clank, the game. You get a chance to win this grand prize with a minimum donation of $50, and that can be cumulative throughout the event. So if you just want to donate $5 10 times in a row, then that will also work just fine. And I guess at this point, like, gambling your chances on our PS5 is probably equally than finding one anywhere else. So, you know, if you have the money, please feel to try it if you want.
Yeah, just think if you get a PS5 as well, you'll be able to beat all the speedrun records because it'll load your games faster if you speedrun PlayStation games.
Exactly.
Get first place on the leaderboard.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, right? We also got something that I think is very, very cool. We got a custom Switch Pro controller called This Is The Run, made by a Spicy Frog. It is ESA themed with like the violet theming, and also the logo is directly on the controller. It is like super, super cool. That's a $30 minimum donations. And from our sponsor ViewSonic, there are also some very cool monitors for $25 and $35 respectively. You can check out all of these prizes if you want to know some more information by typing in chat !prizes, or you can go to prizes.esamarathon.com. So yeah, if you want to get a chance to one of these cool prizes, feel free. We still have a little bit left on this run, so if you have some final Metal Gear related donations, please get them in.
So you'll notice there he fed Eva before curing her. That's an optimization that was found pretty recently. It saves about 8 seconds or so, because before you would have to feed her at the beginning of the second room. But if you feed her now, her stamina is just high enough to get her through both areas without needing to double back.
And knocking down Eva does not save any time.
You could say it loses time.
But Apache does it anyway.
I just thought she could take a break. Now, she doesn't take any damage from Snake in that room. We don't know why. She should, but she just doesn't. So I always knock her down there.
So nothing to do here. You just want to keep Eva moving, keep Snake moving. There will be some guards that come up behind you. As long as you are moving in a decent line and keep Eva close to you as well, you are safe.
Oh, you almost got left side tree.
So there's this thing that doesn't even save time, but like we always want Eva to go to the left side of the tree, but it's like she's hard coded to never go that left side of the tree. So sometimes she'll walk right up to the edge of it and then just turn right. She'll almost go out of her way to not walk the left side of it. But nevertheless, I always go for it.
Eva likes to take some wild lines if you let her. If you get too far away, she'll just take some crazy lines. Like, there's one really bad one in the next room. I'm not sure if I should jinx it, but I'm going to. In the middle of the next room, there's a hill that you have to jump off, like a little cliff or whatever. If you jump off it in the wrong way, Eva will just walk right back to the beginning of the room. And it can happen multiple times, back to back.
We have no idea what causes it either. Like, so we can't like plan around it. We just all have to live in fear that at any point our run can just be like ended by Eva. Right, I call Eva. Basically, I'm trying to get over to that gap in the tree to stop these two guards. Oh. If I miss any of these shots, like if I shoot the wall or something accidentally, I'll get a continue here. When these guards turn now, if they turn, they won't be able to see me. They can't see me through that gap in the tree. As far as their vision's concerned, it's a big solid object. It's also something similar I did with the tanks earlier, where I was like basically at the edge of the tank and I could see the guards over it, but they couldn't see me. But yeah, last room of guards, so let's just live in fear of the Eva glitch where she walks back to the start of the level. Thanks for that one, Major.
No problem. I'll take full responsibility.
If she does that, I will just fake death pill and do the room again. But like, theoretically, it could just keep happening. It's super rare. It's super rare. But
it's rare, but it's happened to me multiple times in a run before. Both Apache and I have both lost world records to it. It's really annoying when it happens, because this is right at the end of the game.
Here we go. No, we're good. We're good.
Let's go. We get to finish the run, boys.
It's right there. She just walks back to the start of the level, and you've already jumped off the ledge. You can't call her or anything. Right, we got one more camo to get. It is the bosses, which is in the next room. So the bosses are... it's a tough little fight. I have to kind of react to what she does to me in order to do it properly, so I will just be quiet for all of it.
Yeah, as he said, this is the boss, the final boss. This is the one at the end of the game. The boss is always going to start the fight with a CQC charge, so pretty simple. Just press circle to parry it once you hear Snake's little grunt, or you can use a visual cue if you like. From there, you can shoot her right in the face with the Mosin Nagant, do quite a lot of damage to her. Slam her, and then he's going to look up and throw a stun grenade. And this is basically the premise of the loop. He's going to keep doing that cycle over and over until she's dead. Now you'll notice that he's waiting a couple of seconds before going for those headshots after each cycle. The reason for that is because if he shoots right away, the boss will just fall over. She'll get iframes, and then she'll totally lose the loop, and she'll try to shoot at you and stuff, and that's really not fun. So you can only do that cycle so many times until she just becomes immune to stun grenades, and that's when he runs away, baits her into charging, doing another CQC. Oh no! Yeah, baits her into doing another CQC charge, and then just finishes her off with our 2 shots and a slam, and that's it. GG.
GG.
There's a unskippable cutscene and one more Ocelot duel, and that's it.
Yeah, so I normally like to say my goodbyes here because there's an unskippable cutscene here, but it's not actually the end of the run quite yet. So thank you so much to ESA for having me here again, running Metal Gear Solid 3. It was a lot of fun to practice this run and learn it for this event. Shout out to everyone who's been donating throughout the course. There's been so many really kind donations, and I appreciate you all. Thanks, Major, for commentating as always, mate. I really appreciate you being here.
My pleasure.
Thanks, Sparty, as well. I think this is the first time I've had you come on one of my runs, Sparty. You were excellent, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me. It's great.
Yeah. So, if you want to learn how to speedrun any of the Metal Gear games, from any game's got the name Metal Gear in it, we run them all as part of a community called Metal Gear Speedrunners. If you go to metalgearspeedrunners.com, we have a wiki that will show you how to tutorials for all the different games, and it also has a link to our Discord, which you can join if you want to speak with Metal Gear fans and learn how to run these games from them. Literally anyone in the world can do this. Like, it's not some sort of secret talent. You don't have to be born with the skill to be able to speedrun these games. It just takes a lot of practice, and if you enjoy these games already, that's all you need to start with. All right, just one more duel with Ocelot, and so time is coming up on the last shot of my revolver, and I will call it out. That's time. Thank you so much for having me, ESA. I think this is probably going to be world record. This, by the way, there's a damn good chance anyway. Current world record is 131.31 or 131.30. So I'll post it on my Twitter afterwards anyway. So twitter.com/apachesmash if I got world record.
So some more final shoutouts from you, or was that?
No, that's me. I'm all done, my friend.
All right, cool. Because before we head out, I want to read out some more donations that got in at the last section of the run. We got $5 from Big Medic saying Kojima-san is best. Heart. Also, great run. Double point D. We got $25 from Zero Kieran again saying fantastic run so far, Apache, and shout out to Major and Sparty for some fantastic commentary. We got $5 from RMK saying awesome run so far, keep up the good work. We got $5 from some random dude saying a snake sneaks to seek a snack. Good message. And finally, we got $5 from Solid Snake 16 saying $1 for every tear shed when the boss perishes. So yeah, thank you everybody so much for all of these donations. We really appreciate it. I think we raised quite a lot of money on this run alone. But yeah, sadly, it is a time to go now. We will be heading into a very quick intermission, and when we come back, we get to see Pikmin 2 by Jack Draz. So please don't go anywhere. Get a drink, grab a snack, and yeah, we will be right back.